Woody Wommack here with Sam Spiegelman, who covers. Boy, it seems like you get a new state every week, Sam. I don't even know what's your title. Mid South,
I don't know.
Midlands. It's something.
Call me what you will.
Yeah, exactly. So you've actually got a lot of intrigue here. Signing day. There's not a lot of drama. You've got some. So let's start off with Alfred Collins, a guy whose stock has really been on the rise, and he's going to announce tomorrow. Tell us how you see it shaking out.
Yeah, back at the All-American Bowl, it felt like Oklahoma was taking a pretty substantial lead in his recruitment. And a lot of that was due to Lincoln Riley taking a really personal touch with his recruitment. But since Texas has kind of finished out its staff, they've been able to get Collins back on campus, acquaint him with the new defensive coordinator, Chris Ash. Obviously, Oscar Giles, the defensive line coach, has been retained. And right now, I'd say Texas is the team to beat. Oklahoma definitely is still in it. Alabama's his other finalists, but probably the most interesting thing here is that Baylor was really the team surging with Collins before Matt Rule went to the NFL. So that kind of opened the door for Texas and the new additions to the coaching staff to kind of close with a Rivals 250 defensive lineman.
Down there in Louisiana, Donovan Kaufman. He's been committed to Vanderbilt forever, had a terrific season, and then we saw all types of schools come in. Do we think he sticks with the Commodores, or you think he ends up somewhere else?
I think this is boiling down to Vanderbilt and Ole Miss. Coach Partridge joined Lane Kiffin's staff at Ole Miss, had been kind of monitoring and recruiting Kaufman while at Michigan, and offered as soon as he got to Ole Miss. Right now, I have to say that Vanderbilt is doing everything in its power to hold on to Kaufman. But one thing that's certainly on everyone's radar is the new AD at Vanderbilt, and that could obviously change his plans. It's a different outlook for the whole athletic program. So I think Donovan may have been leaning towards sticking, but with the new news of a new AD, that could shake things up in the final hours before he signs tomorrow.
Boy, who would have thought? Yeah, the AD situation could affect his recruitment. Another guy who's been committed for a while, but has been looking around. Cedric Van Fran, one of the top offensive linemen in the country, committed to Georgia when Sam Pittman left. He looked hard at other schools. He's going to announce a final decision tomorrow. Who's in the mix there?
Yeah, listen, he didn't sign in December, and that wasn't because the Pittman to Arkansas deal. That was more because he wanted to sign with the rest of his teammates, as Warren Easton kids tend to do in February. But given the second signing period, he did take more visits. He went to Florida, he went to Alabama, and he returned. He's got Matt Luke. Matt Luke and Sam Pittman offered him the same day a couple of years ago, when one was at Georgia, one was at Ole Miss. Alabama has made this a little bit more interesting, but I fully anticipate he sticks with Georgia. It's where he's comfortable, and he's got a great relationship with Kirby Smart, and New Orleans area recruiter Cortez Hankton played a big role in kind of easing that transition from Pittman to Luke. So I think Van Fran sticks.
And you got a couple other guys. Give us a quick rundown of what else we should be looking for over the next 24 hours.
Ennis Rakestraw is a DB that really took advantage of the second signing period, got offers from Alabama, Georgia, Texas, Miami, Baylor, so on and so forth. He's down to Bama, Texas, and Missouri. It's really hard to say no to Nick Saban, but Duncanville to Texas is a really known pipeline. That has to be considered. And then Princely Human-Mielin is another guy who's surrounded in mystery. At one point was committed to Texas, but then was taking a hard look at SEC schools like Auburn, Ole Miss, Florida. Baylor is still not out of it, even after Rule left for the NFL. It wouldn't surprise me if he wound up in Waco, but it's really hard to rule out Texas, is what my gut is telling me right now for Human-Mielin.
All right, lots of intrigue there in the Mid-South, Heartland, Midlands, whatever you want to call it.
It's the Mid-South.
Yeah, the Mid-South.
The middle of the South.
South Central analyst, Spiegelman. All right, thanks for joining us, Sam. Stay locked into Rivals.com, and we'll have all the news over the next 24 hours with National Signing Day.